Let's look at an example of how you can devise your own investment strategy. So this is a 529 plan. It's a college fund that is a great way to save for your children's education. Should you have kids, when is the best time to fund your 529 plan? It's as soon as the child is born, so that you have a lot of room for the money to grow. You have 18 years for the money to grow, right? So how much should you put in your 529 plan? You want to fund 33% of the child's education cost using the 529 plan. Now, why 33%? Because the 529 plan is basically, the goal is that the money in the 529 plan should be used for education purposes only. If you use it for other purposes besides education purposes, there is a penalty and you also end up paying taxes. So to avoid that, you don't want to overfund the 529 plan. And when a child is born, you don't know what their aptitude will be like. You don't know what kind of college they want to go to. You don't know if they're going to get a scholarship, what the world will be like when they're 18 years old. So you don't want to overfund the 529 plan. So staying at about 33% is a good idea. That's a third of whatever the college cost is. So what you do is you first figure out what kind of a college the child might want to go to. If it's UC Berkeley, what does UC Berkeley cost today, right? You figure that out. And then you take inflation into account. So if you just do 6% inflation for the next 18 years, what is that going to look like? So it's probably going to look like this, So the cost of education for the child is going to be $431,912 for a 4-year college in year 2035. So if you fund 33% of that, if your goal is to fund 33% of that college cost using the 529 plan, that'll give you some idea of what kind of investment mix you need. And the investment mix that we decided for the sample client was an 80% stock, 20% bond allocation, which would give them enough growth, but also at the same time control the risk on the downside as well, so that the money would be there when the child is 18 years old. That's one way to devise an asset allocation investment strategy for your goals.